Well, we're working on it every day. You know, if you don't want to work for us, leave. Get out of here.
So let's start with this. Americans are an ironic joke, a witless, lazy, and uninformed populace who deserves to lose this democracy while sitting back in our Barca loungers watching this collapse like it's something new on Netflix. Or we're patriots.
I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs.
And people are standing up. As Trump surged back into power on his racist promise to deport millions of both undocumented Americans as well as American citizens based wholly on racial and prejudicial stereotypes with no basis in fact whatsoever, it's not millennials or Gen Zs bucking back. It's old white pasty judges, these guys, across the country rejecting the Fox News bumper sticker hee-haw mentality and saying these actions by Trump are flagrantly illegal, and it's freaking him out.
He's saying the same false stuff about immigration over and over. Like, we could do this in our sleep at this point. He keeps telling the story about the Congo. First, it started with some bad people from the Congo arriving at the border, which tough to fact check. Then it was the Congo is emptying prisons to somehow allow criminals to come here as migrants. Now it's the Congo actually driving people to the border, taking them here. There is no evidence for any of this.
Hundreds of lawsuits support the pushback, and despite Trump's Stephen Millerish unconstitutional actions at the border, Man-Titties has been thwarted on his un-American immigration agenda. Courts are increasingly resistant to Trump's effort to summarily deport migrants living here in the U.S. without a judge or a day in court. And these chubby Caucasians' attempts to strip legal status from close to 1 million immigrants lawfully in this country has so far failed. Our court system is not letting me do the job I was elected to. Activist judges must let the Trump administration deport murderers and other criminals who have come into our country illegally without delay. Now let's take a breath. Immigrants aren't killing Americans. More innocent citizens get eaten by crocodiles in Florida than are murdered by MS-13, a gang that was created in U.S. prisons and represents less than 1% of all gang activity in the United States. Gangs kill other gangs, and while that is terrible, sanctuary cities actually help stop gang violence by giving the hard-working, undocumented freedom to report crime without worrying about being arrested or deported. That, my friends, is tragic irony. But Trump and his skin-tag posse arrested a state judge in Wisconsin and turned it into an event meant to intimidate state judges around the country. And judges are taking note.
In regards to Judge Dugan, to see her being led away in handcuffs by federal agents and then a picture of that tweeted by the FBI director. And what is your immediate gut reaction to this, that it's happening to Judge Dugan?
Well, I think what they want to do is to essentially have the judiciary, not only in Wisconsin, but the independent judiciaries of the state, this is the United States of America, essentially succumb to their power and their policy priorities independent of constitutional rights and what other rights people have. That's not the way we do business in a democratic country. The reality is we sort out constitutional rights and we don't allow anyone, including the government, including Mr. Patel, including anyone, to have more rights than anybody else.
But that it's happening to Judge Dugan.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
Well, I think they're trying to send a message to chill the judiciary, to punish someone with an uneven hand, with a lot of force, with a lot of might. This person I just described to you, who is one of the nicest people in this city, in this county, to be handcuffed and to be brought into this situation it's just appalling. It's really appalling.
Now, while Trump threatens Congress and judges, there are a few things to remember. The Supreme Court admonished Trump to provide reasonable due process to people whom the government has accused, often with little public evidence, of being alien enemies. And dozens of district and appellate court judges appointed by both Democrat and Republican presidents have kicked tiny fingers in his tiny penis.
Drop your pants.
Trump's use of a 1798 law to quickly deport alleged Venezuelan gang members is a path to perfect lawlessness, one judge wrote. Another wrote that Trump's detention of students with anti-Israeli views takes us back to McCarthyism, while a third judge said the denial of due process to some deportees could result in persecution, torture, and death. So the courts are standing up, but for how long? Good question.
The FBI has just arrested a Milwaukee judge accused of trying to help a man evade immigration authorities.
So the question is this: can Trump shut down the judiciary? When Propaganda Barbie was asked by a Fox News reporter, she ignored the constitutional crisis that arresting a Supreme Court judge would portend.
You guys arrested a Milwaukee County Circuit judge for allegedly helping illegal immigrants get away. As you guys look at other judges, would you ever arrest somebody higher up on the judicial food chain, like a federal judge or even a Supreme Court justice?
Well, that's a hypothetical question. Again, I defer you to the Department of Justice.
But a quick peek at Trump's Truth Social reveals that Trump is sticking his toe in the water and trying to decide if he can get away with it. Here are some of the posts on Trump's Truth Social account. They're not subtle, and they're dangerous. Trump is ready to arrest any voices of dissent, including federal judges. Even though it's unconstitutional, Trump is banking on two things. One, the support of his base of mouth-breathing, dim-witted junior high diplomas. Trump tapped into their racist and gun-clinging redneck views, and they responded.
They're eating the dogs.
The second thing Trump needs is for the American people to be afraid. And Trump isn't subtle when it comes to provoking his base, as we all witnessed on January the 6th.
We're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you.
He wants us to do what Bill Maher preaches, to have a discussion with the other side. But here's the thing. The other side doesn't want to talk. They want you to shut up and obey.
Children will be taught to love America. Children will be taught to be patriots. Children will be taught civic values for schools that want federal taxpayer funding.
Look, there's not going to be mass impeachments and convictions of federal judges because you'll never get 67 votes you need in the Senate. So what will happen? Trump has already shown he will ignore the Supreme Court, as they've already ordered the fat one to return Abrego Garcia to the U.S. He was deported to Central America from Maryland after he was accused of being a member of the MS-13 gang, which his lawyer has denied and which there's no proof other than Trump's Photoshop picture, which was made public.
Wait a minute. Hey, Terry.
He did not have the
do
letter MS-13.
It says MS-13.
That was Photoshopped. So let me
That was Photoshop. Terry, you can't do that. Hey, they're giving you the big break of a lifetime. You know, you're doing the interview. I picked you because, frankly, I never heard of you, but that's okay. But I picked you, Terry. Hey, but you're not being very nice.
Failing to prove Garcia was a gang member, Propaganda Barbie accused him of domestic violence.
I moved on her like a bitch. Grab him by the pussy.
Oh, my bad. I think that was someone else. Anyway, the triangulation of power established by the authors of our Constitution is the only thing left between the U.S. as we know it and the world that Trump envisions.
I want to be a dictator.
I just wanted to say, look, welcome to the end of democracy. We're here to overthrow it completely. We didn't get all the way there on January 6th, but we will endeavor to get rid of it and replace it with this right here. We'll replace it with this right here.
Amen.
But that's not my country, and if you're watching this, it's probably not yours either. So, what can we do? Well, I know where we can start.
Goddamn right.
Whether the women like it or not.
Suck my fat one.
Drop your pants.
Goddamn right.
You're an idiot!
I don't want to talk about this stuff.
Am I wrong?
Yes!
Tick-tock!
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.